Baby was born without brain 6 years later. Doctor is shocked looking at ultrasound. The delivery room was quiet except for the sounds of Anna's labored breathing as she pushed to bring her first child into the world. Her husband Tom stood at her side, his hand clasping hers tightly as they waited for the baby's arrival. Finally, the sound of a baby's cry filled the room and everyone let out a sigh of relief, but the joy was short-lived as the doctor's expression turned somber. "There's something wrong with the baby," he said, his voice low. Anna and Tom exchanged a worried look as the doctor examined the newborn. "I'm sorry to tell you this, but your baby was born without a brain," the doctor said, the weight of the news hanging heavily in the air. Anna's heart broke at the words. Her little miracle, the life she had carried for 9 months, was not going to have the chance to live a normal life. She looked over at Tom, tears streaming down her face, and saw the same devastation etched on his face. The baby was taken to the neonatal intensive care unit where they were told she had a few hours to live. Anna and Tom spent every minute with her, holding her tiny hand and whispering words of love and encouragement. The hours turned into days and the baby continued to cling to life. Anna and Tom were given a small glimmer of hope, but they knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult. Hey there, Viral Videos here. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We post the most beautiful, amazing, and scary videos every single day. Let's proceed with the video. As the days turned into weeks, the baby's condition remained unchanged. The doctors continued to monitor her closely, but there was little they could do. Anna and Tom were faced with the heartbreaking decision of whether to continue with treatment or to let her go peacefully. Just as they were about to make the decision, something miraculous happened. The baby's vital signs began to improve and her heartbeat grew stronger. The doctors were amazed and Anna and Tom were overjoyed. Their little fighter was not giving up without a fight. The baby's condition remained stable and they were able to bring her home from the hospital. Anna and Tom were overjoyed to have her home, but they knew that the future was uncertain. Despite the odds, the baby continued to thrive and Anna and Tom were amazed at how strong she was. They named her Hope, a name that symbolized the hope they held onto during the darkest days of her birth. Hope's condition continued to improve, and she began to reach developmental milestones that the doctors had said were impossible. She began to crawl, and then one day she took her first steps. Years had passed since the birth of their daughter Hope, and Anna and Tom had grown accustomed to the routine of doctors' visits and monitoring her development. They had been warned of the challenges they would face, but they remained optimistic knowing that their daughter was a fighter. One day Anna went in for a routine ultrasound, but what she saw on the monitor left her speechless. The doctor's face was a mixture of shock and confusion as he examined the image. "What is it?" Anna asked, the worry evident in her voice. The doctor hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I don't know how to explain this, but it appears that Hope's brain has grown back." Anna's mind couldn't comprehend what she had just heard. How was it possible that her daughter, who had been born without a brain, now had one? Was this some kind of miracle? The doctor ordered more tests to confirm the results of the ultrasound, but the excitement and anticipation were palpable. Anna and Tom could hardly contain their excitement as they waited for the results. Days turned into weeks and finally, they received the news they had been waiting for. Hope's brain had indeed grown back, and not only that, it was functioning normally. Anna and Tom were overjoyed, but they couldn't help but feel a sense of confusion and disbelief. How was it possible that their daughter had been born without a brain only to have it grow back years later? The doctors were equally perplexed, but they were amazed by the resilience and strength of the human body. They hypothesized that some kind of neurological regeneration had occurred, but they couldn't explain it fully. As they shared the news with their friends and family, they were met with a mixture of shock and disbelief. Some thought it was a hoax, while others believed it was a miracle. Anna and Tom knew that their daughter's story was a remarkable one, but they also knew that they had to continue to monitor her closely. The years of uncertainty had taught them to never take anything for granted, and they were determined to give Hope the best possible chance at life. As they left the doctor's office, Anna and Tom couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and gratitude. Their daughter, who had been born without a brain, was now a thriving and healthy 6-year-old girl full of life and wonder. As Hope grew older, it became clear that she was no ordinary child. She was intelligent, kind-hearted, and had a deep sense of empathy for others. She had a natural curiosity about the world around her and loved learning new things. Despite her early challenges, Hope excelled in school and quickly became known as the miracle child among her classmates and teachers. Her story had become well known in their small town, and many people were amazed by her resilience and strength. But Hope's parents knew that their daughter's journey was far from over. While her brain had grown back and was functioning normally, they still had to monitor her closely for any signs of neurological issues. As she grew older, Hope began to ask questions about her birth and her early years. Anna and Tom had always been open and honest with her, but they could see the pain in her eyes when she learned about the struggles she had faced. Despite this, Hope remained positive and determined to make the most of her life. She became involved in community service projects and spent her free time volunteering at local charities. She was a beacon of hope and inspiration to those around her, and her parents couldn't be prouder of the young woman she had become. But their joy was short-lived when, during a routine checkup, the doctors discovered something concerning. Hope had developed a rare neurological disorder that could potentially affect her brain function. Anna and Tom were devastated. They had already been through so much with their daughter, and the thought of facing yet another challenge was almost too much to bear. The doctors quickly put together a treatment plan, and Hope underwent several rounds of treatment. The process was grueling and painful, but Hope remained strong and determined to beat the odds. Months turned into years and Hope's condition began to improve. Her brain function was not affected, and she slowly regained her strength and energy. Once again, Hope had beaten the odds and emerged victorious. As she celebrated her 16th birthday, Anna and Tom couldn't help but marvel at the incredible young woman their daughter had become. She was smart, compassionate, and full of life. Her story had become an inspiration to people all over the world, and she had touched countless lives with her kindness and strength. As Hope grew older, she continued to thrive. She graduated from high school with top honors and went on to attend a prestigious university where she studied neuroscience. Hope's passion for helping others led her to pursue a career in medicine, and she soon became a renowned neurosurgeon specializing in rare and complex cases. Her parents couldn't be prouder of the young woman their daughter had become. They watched with pride as she traveled the world using her skills to help those in need. But as Hope approached her 30th birthday, she began to feel a sense of restlessness. She had accomplished so much in her life, but she felt that something was missing. One day, while on a medical mission in a remote village in Africa, Hope met a young boy named Daniel. He was only 6 years old and had been diagnosed with a rare brain tumor. Hope knew that the odds were not in Daniel's favor, but she was determined to do everything in her power to save him. She worked tirelessly day and night, performing surgeries and administering treatments. As the days turned into weeks, Hope became more and more attached to the young boy. She found herself spending all her free time with him, reading him stories and playing games. Finally, after a grueling 6-week battle, Daniel's tumor was gone. The young boy was filled with joy and excitement, and Hope felt a sense of satisfaction that she had never experienced before. But as she prepared to leave the village and return home, Hope found herself torn. She couldn't bear the thought of leaving Daniel behind. In a moment of clarity, Hope realized what had been missing from her life all along. It was the love and joy of being a mother. Without hesitation, she adopted Daniel and brought him back to the United States to raise him as her own. Anna and Tom were overjoyed at the news. They had always known that their daughter was destined for greatness, but they never could have predicted the incredible path her life would take. As Hope settled into her new role as a mother, she knew that she had found her true calling. She continued to work as a neurosurgeon, but her greatest joy came from spending time with her son and watching him grow. Years turned into decades, and Hope's legacy only grew stronger. She continued to save lives and inspire others with her strength and determination, but her greatest achievement was the love she had found in Daniel. As the fourth and final chapter of this story comes to a close, we see Hope and Daniel sitting on a park bench watching the sunset. They are surrounded by friends and family, all of whom have been touched by their love and devotion. Hope knows that her journey has been long and difficult, but she also knows that it has been filled with countless blessings and moments of pure joy. She looks over at Daniel, who is laughing and playing with his friends, and she knows that she has finally found the happiness and fulfillment she has been searching for all along. What did you think of this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. See you next time.